two hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the former Buckeye, the young rookie QB from Ohio State.
Every time he leads his team out, there's no questioning. He's put the work in to earn his place in the NFL. There's no shortage of stories we've heard throughout his career about the effort he puts in to be in this spot. And that motivates everybody on his team. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 35, here's second down and 3. Off the play fake. Howard rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. That is the big fella, Nnamdi Madubuike, forcing his way in. He comes up with a sack. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at third down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Looking to throw. Howard. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So opening drive, third down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Trying to find Calvin Austin, and now it's 2nd down. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's Howard from the gun on 3rd down. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. That's into the hands of Woods. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. From the 20, here's 2nd down and a yard. Warren will try the right side. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. But give the rookie another one on this opening drive and a first down with it. A nice start, Charles, for the first-year passer. He's come out, made a few plays, nice plays to begin this contest.
He certainly has, and if he finishes off this drive with a touchdown pass, I vote we don't call him rookie anymore. We'll move him right to veteran and continue from there.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Off the bootleg. Howard. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 7-0. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. In motion, the tight end. Here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle. Quick slant there gets him the first down, 6 yards on the play. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. There's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Now a 3rd and 6. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Yeah, Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Howard from the gun on 3rd down. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
A handoff for Warren. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
2nd and 13. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Woods will say he should have had it. 3rd down here. Back to throw. Howard. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Sacked on the corner blitz by Marlon Humphrey. We had a pretty good idea that they were going to pressure this young quarterback, and that's now 2 sacks here in the first quarter.
And, yeah, this is a secret to exactly nobody because if you're a rookie quarterback, you know you're going to see pressure. Defenses want to see how you're going to handle it or if it forces you into making bad decisions. That's their goal.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Flowers. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
A short throw caught by Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he's up to the 45. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And Bateman, he'll go in motion right here. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Here's 3rd and 3. They go play action now. Jackson looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
Here's Jordan Stout now. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Sliding out of the pocket. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first. On the give, it's Warren. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Here's Warren. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Second and 6. Off play action. Howard. This one into the hands of Metcalf. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. They'll run it. Warren. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Howard. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll check this down to Johnson, and out of bounds right around the 20. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down.
On the run, it's Warren. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now a run with Warren. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Back to throw. Howard. That's DK Metcalf running the slant. He's got it. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Off the play fake. Howard. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. And a play fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play action pass, you see the end result. Usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with?
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
You see that celebration from him after that stop? Those corners don't normally have the chance to get behind the line of scrimmage and hand them big losses. So when he got that opportunity, he certainly made it a memorable one.
Throwing is Jackson. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Jackson. He'll find Bateman once more. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Austin. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had the touchdown pass on the last drive, his 2nd of this first half, as he'll try again on 1st down here. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Howard. He'll find Metcalf. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
Well, they obviously red man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Stopped by the safety, Kyle Hamilton. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. Off play action. Howard. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Howard. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works. Sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And Woods has it complete. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This is a 49-yard attempt. Right hash. Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the Ravens taking the field. They're down 17-0, really needing to find that offensive spark on this drive as they have it with a 1st and 10. And the tight end goes in motion left. From the gun, it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
To throw is Jackson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now a 2nd and 6. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Jackson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Play action. Now Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. To throw is Howard. Throwing to start the drive. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a 1st down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now Howard. A final shot before break. Now a screen set up for Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. Flowers going to go in motion right. Jackson now. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And this one is incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Here's Jackson to throw. A short one there, caught by Likely. And he will have a Ravens first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target. Able to pick up another first down.
Henry out of the pistol. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Here's Jackson. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And that's a wise decision. Remember, he threw the pick on the last drive. This time he says, I'm not forcing one. I'm just getting it out of here.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Jackson going to keep it running right. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this to Flowers, left side. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
They'll run. It's Henry. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Derrick Henry denied here on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. And defensively, they were ready for that, a full-on blitz on 4th down, and they stop them short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome going to the bench after that big play.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And that to the 30. It'll be second down. Second down and 6 now. Back to throw. Howard. A short one there to Freiermuth. And Freiermuth going to have a Steelers first down as he'll be brought down at the 38-yard line. That one goes for 8 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Howard. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Off play action. Howard. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. The Ravens offense and Derrick Henry set to take over once more. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Now Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Back to throw now on first down. That one into the hands of Flowers. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be second down. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Complete to Likely. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a 1st down. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 37. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
Jackson from the shotgun. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And in for the Ravens touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Ravens get a bit closer. So that, Charles, their first score of the ball game, obviously, coming here in the 3rd quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question, and we'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them to build on. Now they know that they can actually score against that defense.
Extra point forthcoming. And it's 17-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. Up the middle they go. It's Warren, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. Now 3rd down and 7. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And looking up into the sun, he's able to make the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown, and their lack of success on the ground is a direct reflection of that. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
In motion left, Flowers. Throwing is Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. The tight end in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And this pass broken up. Now the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now Austin. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now out come the Steelers. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Howard. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10. And I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And this is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. A handoff, running left, Henry. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. In motion left, Flowers. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Henry up the middle. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 42. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
A give to Henry. 40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second down and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. A short throw caught by Andrews. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The Ravens on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. From the gun, Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping, and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Henry. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Jackson. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Brandon Echols. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, just add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last pick 6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. From the 32-yard line now, here's a 2nd down and 6. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Throw caught by Flowers. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. In motion left, Flowers. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves him from a 3-and-out. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They go play action with Jackson. He'll find Bateman once more. Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
From the 46, here's the 2nd and 8. Jackson will throw again. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. but it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This offense so far on third down, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Howard. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. To throw is Jackson. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
From the gun, it's Jackson. That's into the hands of Flowers over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
Jackson now. A short one there, caught by Likely. This 2nd and 4. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Again, Jackson.
Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Hopkins, the man in motion left. Play action. It's Jackson. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Now Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Flowers. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Here's Jackson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
2nd and 10. Hopkinson in motion left. Play action. Now Jackson. Caught left side Hopkins. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Jackson. And oh, it'll be intercepted. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. A 2nd and 11 from the 19. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
This is 2nd and 8. So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards.
Still second down.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 54 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.